Good morning and welcome back. So Tuesday, fresh week, a lot of admin done yesterday and some appointments. So I'm going to start sorting through these nukes, these boxes. Just drag the trailer out. Vic's took the pickup to take the girls shopping. Saves taking the baby seats out. So I've got all these supers full of nasty old frames and comb. I'm just going to burn the lot, to be honest. Obviously not the boxes, but the frames. So I need to get all those out. Got odds and sods, just a general tidy up, and then I want to start moving some supers out of here to another location just for storage, like a little waypoint really, which is in between all of our sites, which is going to be handy through the season. Yeah, just stuff just been chucked in, tidy that up, got some tidying up in there to do, and just start building frames and generally just getting ready. So this one's a dead out. So it's just a case of emptying the boxes, any duff frames or anything like that we'll just get rid of when we do our burn with all the super frames, and then give this a good sterilise out in our sterilising tub. Again, that new box will come out like new, and then we'll just put fresh frames and foundation in, ready for the season ahead. Right, that's scuppered them plans. That beam's too low, so it's catching the back of that pallet of nukes, so I have to find somewhere else for them to go. Shouldn't be too hard, I just might need to move the racking a little bit, that's all. But that's a trailer reloaded, so we've got feeders, supers on there ready to ship out, and these are the ones I'm going to clean out. Obviously you can see the state of them, absolutely minging. The frames and wax, it's not worth messing about with them. So I'll get some pre-built ones, some pre-made frames and foundation, and they can just go straight in once I've cleaned them out. So we've made it with no incidents, the pallet's all in one piece, and this is our new little waypoint. So it's right in the middle of a group of our main apiaries, so it's ideal for storing supers, spur nuke boxes, spur frames, things like that, rather than nipping all the way back to the unit when I'm over this side. So we're right on the edge of Lancashire and Merseyside here. We'll literally cross over the boundary. So yeah, it stops me going all the way home, just any spurs or having to put off or making double trips and things like that. We can just store some essentials and some spur bits here. So much for keeping them clean. Yeah, some spur bits here, and it'll just make life easier all around.
Becoming a regular on your...
I know, something a little bit different today. I brought the boy Morgan down to Brum. We've come to the NEC. It is LAMMA. So if you're a farmer, you'll know exactly what LAMMA is. If you're a beekeeper, maybe not. So it's a massive farm machinery show, equipment, things like that. And ultimately, Unimogs, skid steers. That's I want a little look at, but Morgan obviously wants to look for a new drill.
Yeah.
This is what Morgan wanted to come and see. It was a new varieties stand. That's not a drill though, is it? Ah, they're at the back. Yeah, it's like a little magpie attracted to the varieties stand. Problem is, Morgan, you just crash it and bend it.
Oh yeah. Not when you're a top operator like me.
So of all the things here, this is one of the things I'm interested in coming and seeing was the Unimogs. So I know a couple of the bigger bee farmers in the UK already run these, obviously with the hive lift on the back and trailers. In fact, this one's got a tipper body on it. But I still think we're a fair way off affording one of these. But yeah, they literally go anywhere. It's the ideal bit of kit, and obviously can move a decent number of hives with one of these. Just found the Merlot stand. This is kind of stuff I was interested in. So this is a little tracked Merlot there, so ideal again. Put a set of forks on that, put it on the trailer, moving hives, put a log splitter on that. You could do all sorts, couldn't you? And you could still use it in the unit on the racking with a set of forks on it as well. Don't know your Manitou stand as well, so they've got a fantastic little Manitou. Also, this has got a bail clamp on it. Oh, this has got my name written all over it, hasn't it? So as I say, it's my first time here, and I knew it'd be big, but I didn't realise it would be this big. It's just haul after haul of equipment. I mean, you've got cutting benches here with plasma cutters, we've got grain silos, trailers, obviously tractors, you name it, it's here. Irrelevant of what part of farming you're from, there's something from everyone. Back in the little workshop shed. It's been about a year since I was last in here, and you can tell it's not been used properly. Well, obviously I've been in, but I've not been working in here as such. I've not been really doing any woodwork. So we've got some poly parts. We've just been putting some filler in from gaps, a bit of glue into some woodpecker holes of these nukes. They're ready to go. I can fix them up now. Before I forget, we have featured on a podcast on Spotify today. So From a Lancashire Lass is the channel. I'll put a little picture up there now. Go and check us out. It's obviously, we're interviewed, just talking about obviously the business, how we got into the business, and our little story. So give it a check out if you don't mind. So as I said before, my plan is to build some eeks. So I've used the last lot I built, and I need about a dozen, 15 or so more to take over to Liverpool for, like I say, I've got some migratory roofs that we make. The roofs are fantastic, but there's a tiny little space at the top. And what I'm having to do is cut the fondant really, really thin. But ultimately, they're eating it in about a week, and I don't want to keep driving that far on a weekly basis just to be putting a fresh slice of fondant on. So build a little eek, a little part there, that's ideal depth, so 2.5 inch, something like that. And I can just put a bit of a slab on then. In fact, I'll put the pre-packaged stuff on, and then it'll last them a week or two that way. So that's the little plan. I'll get set up and I'll talk you through what I'm doing. Before I start making the eeks, I've just remembered, I've got this piece of wood here. So this is from one of the entrance reducers on the Liverpool 1 hives, hence why it's painted red. But there is one missing, so I'm gonna make another one while I'm here. So that's what I brought it back for. That was my idea, and it just got put to the back of the importance list. But while I'm setting the table saw up, I've got some scraps of cedar knocking about, some little bits here, and I'm just going to make a new entrance reducer for that, and then I'll crack on with these eeks. There we go. Easy as that. We do have a matching pair now of entrance reducers. And I know I say easy enough, and I've had plenty of comments on previous videos from last year, and a few people commenting at events we've been to, saying it's alright for you because you've got all this equipment. You just say, well, I'm just going to cut this, and I'm going to saw that, and I'm going to plane this. I do appreciate, although it doesn't look like it at the moment, this is a proper fully kitted out workshop. But I remind people, didn't start out that way. I started like everybody else with the handsaw and just built equipment up over time, so it's all completely doable. It's not the biggest workshop in the world, but it functions well. I do believe one of the best cost cutting ways is to be manufacturing some, maybe not all, but some of your own equipment, especially little bits like this. It's just not worth paying a few quid or whatever. Even if you can get hold of them, I don't know, you might as well just make your own. So that's good to go. That can go back to Liverpool. So this is all I use for my eeks, just soft cuts of different pieces of timber and stuff like that. Obviously this is some 4x2. I've got some 3x2 over there and some 2x2. I'll just decide what depth I want, and then I'll just set the table saw up, and I will just run everything through so it's all uniform, all the same size, and then I'll talk you through the next step. So as I said, this is a 4x2, so rather than make a load of unnecessary cuts, they're just all going to be 2-inch. So that's all the timber cut to size. There. So all they're in blanks. I know all we have to do is to make a little rebate, just so it makes a nice tidy little joint. Again, you could just nail this together, glue it together, staple it together, whatever you want to do. Because I've got the saw and the capability to do it, I'm just going to put a little rebate in. So that's all the dirty bit gone. The blanks have all the rebate cut in. And all that allows is just, like I say, a tidy little joint in there once he gets it sorted. And they will now be glued and nailed. We'll leave them to set overnight. We can put those on the hives tomorrow and we'll take you with us. Polyurethane glue is normal. Gorilla Glue. Other polyurethane glues are available. So the reason I use polyurethane is because it expands. So any inaccuracies in measurements or little gaps, it will just fill those and you don't need to worry. Make sure it's all straight. I'm just using a nail gun for speed. One eek made up. Once it sets, I'll be on the beast tomorrow. Cheap as chips. Over at the Liverpool Bees, I brought all these eeks with me. I'm just going to place these on, check the feed. I'm on low battery as well to watch that. Check the feed, and then they're good to go for a week or two then. Don't need to worry. So yeah, all that glue's set. So jobs are going to, and I get it's late or early in the season, whichever way you want to look at it, to put in eeks on. But like I say, just from a time perspective, it just makes my life a little bit easier. So this is why I've done it. So ultimately, it's a tiny little bee space, and I just want to make sure I can put more feed or bigger lumps of feed on these bees, so they will go on, and then the roof can sit back on top.